Dave, congratulations, another 3 goals, another 3 points, and a hugely significant win for your team today.
Yeah, big result. Brilliant performance first half especially, which went a long way to us winning the game. Disappointed with our second half performance. Like I said, I challenged the players at half time and us as a group to be able to go and produce that performance that we did over 90 minutes, and we didn't do that. And on another day we could have come unstuck, and we've got to be in control of that. I suppose the fortune we have is that we can hopefully learn from that. And when this occurrence happens again, because hopefully there are other occasions when we're 2-0 up at half time, we can learn and remember today and what we did and didn't do, and will make us better for in future matches, if you like.
As you say, it was a win and a performance that had a little bit of everything over the course of the 90 minutes. What did you like the most about what you saw from your side today?
I thought first half was probably up there with the best performances we've produced this season. Got on the ball, played out well, pulled them into areas they didn't want to, won our individual battles, did the basics really well, created opportunities, got attempts on goal, were brave. Like I say, there were only positives from the first half. What we needed to do is like I say, is still control them bits that we can control. So the fact second half we still wanted to play. They changed the shape to a 4-4-2. We still had an overload of 3 centre backs. Don't think they got on the ball. Don't think they tried to get on the ball, which again we have to do. We're not going to be risky. I'm not telling us to be risky, but we had an overload there, and with the quality we have, they could have played out and would have made, I suppose, them change their shape and brought us opportunities elsewhere. Lost our battles, or lost our competing in the first 10 minutes or so. They won first contacts, they won tackles, we didn't, and during the first half we'd done all that. So they're bits we can control. We can't control what the opposition does in terms of shape, but we can be a lot more active in terms of how we're trying to stop what they're doing.
As dominant as you were in that first half in terms of possession, a lot of the opportunities you created came from high turnovers, high up the pitch, winning the ball back, and that's what's led to the first goal. Miles winning the ball back on halfway.
Yeah, I suppose we know that we had a different dynamic today in terms of Tanto instead of Paddy. So naturally, the threat in behind was always going to be something that they would be concerned about. I thought that there was an opportunity right at the end of the first half where there was a turnover in possession. Tanto got the ball and drove forward. I said at half time, the second half could look like that, just in terms of a snippet of the game, where if we were in transition, the likelihood is that in transition they're going to be high up the pitch, and we can then go and exploit space in behind. As well as opportunities to have, I suppose, control possession and look to retain and build. So yeah, listen, really pleased with both goals. Lots of other opportunities. A corner where again we've kept it alive, and Tanto's got himself a scruffy one, which will be great for him. And like I say, loads of positives. Because ultimately we've come here and we take away 3 points, and like you say, really well received and keeps us in a good place.
Just a word on Miles as well, because he's been directly involved in all 3 goals. What did you make of his performance today?
As I would expect from him. Listen, sometimes he'll probably be a little bit sulky that he's playing in that role, but it's a role that we know he can affect games, and hopefully today we'll make him see that a little bit more in terms of, like I say, in terms of that involvement, in terms of goal involvement, in terms of him getting himself, because we see it as a really attacking role, especially when Huss is on that side and behind him, because realistically we've got 2 attacking players and encourage a wide centre back to overlap, so he can find himself inside. If the ball's the opposite side, we expect him to find himself in the box, and probably in the first half he's had, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 shots on goal. Another one that he sort of flipped around the corner that you'd be backing him to shoot, because he can strike the ball really, really well. So really pleased for everyone, and like I say, I really welcome 3 points.
You were out your captain today, Paddy Madden. Great for Tanto to get his goal in his place, but what's the early prognosis on Paddy?
Yeah, Paddy's tweaked his calf on Monday in training, so we had him scanned. Not too serious, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks at the absolute maximum, but when you probably say it's maybe 6 games, it probably sounds a little bit more serious than what it is. Listen, it's an unfortunate one, but what it does do, it shows I suppose from my side shows the appreciation of the backing we've had through January to be able to bring Isaac in and bring Stretz in and have the depth of squad we had. Like I say, to produce a performance like that today when you have Macca, Paddy, Sauce, Fraser Horsfall not even at the game, it shows the depth that we have within our squad, and that hopefully will be or can play a major part in us being successful towards the back end of the season, because what we have been able to do is, whilst the ones I've mentioned have been out, Macca obviously won't play a part, but the others will be back, and when they do come back, then all of a sudden it gives us a lot more options and a lot more strength, because they're three of our most senior players with the most experience that have been there and done it and got promotions on the CV. So they'll be, like I say, welcome additions when they're back, but at the moment we're able to cope without, because of the ability and quality we have with the other players.
You can take plenty of credit today as well, of course, because having rolled out that 20-minute spell at the start of the second half, Ryan Rardell steps off the bench and within a minute he's set up Will Collar for the third goal.
Yeah, that was only out of panic. Listen, we weren't dealing with their shape. We wanted to, I suppose, try and simplify the roles that we had within the team and almost make it man for man and put Ryan on, pushed Miles higher up and played Will higher up and played with a front three, flanking Woods, and yeah, Ryan comes in and obviously Will gets around the back and scores what was at the time, like I said, a really relieving goal, because we'd gone a long way to certainly making me feel uncomfortable on the bench. I'm sure plenty of our supporters weren't feeling overly comfortable with how we started the second half, and like I say, we can be better than that, but at least we can, like I say, we can learn from it on the back of a victory and make sure that next time it does happen we are a lot better.
I'm not sure if you've had a chance to look at the league table yet, but you were one of the only two sides in the top 7 to win today. It's tightening up at the top, isn't it?
It was tight anyway, in terms of certainly third to 15th, 16th. I've said before, we've got to take care of our stuff, and if we can come in at 5 o'clock and see results have gone in our favour, then that's brilliant. We hope that it'll be the same on Tuesday. But again, ultimately that comes down to us taking care of our business and making sure we pick up 3 points. I said to the players before the game, we've got ourselves into 7th now, the first time in those playoff places. Our aim is to pick the teams off above us and make sure we don't drop out again. And if we do that, then at the back end of the season, I think everyone will be happy with where we're at. It's not always going to be that easy, like I say, because we're not going to drop points, and we know that's going to be the case. Other teams will play when we don't, and different things. There'll be lots of, like I say, twists and turns. But like I said, we've got ourselves in there. We need to, as best as possible, control what we can to make sure we stay in there. And if we do that and it's not the case, then, like I said before, as much as I hate losing and hate not being successful, sometimes it has to be acceptable. Hopefully when we get the next opportunity to maybe jump back in, we take it.
Dave, congratulations.
Cheers, thank you.